What is going on, guys? Welcome to J-Pal Music, and today I got the Fesley. So this is I want to say it's the Fesley, the 350M. So they have a couple of different versions on this. There is the one before the quilt maple version, which is a black, I think it's like a purple heart fretboard, and it has Fesley on the 12th fret. And everything. And I believe for their sunburst version for that one, it's black pickups. This is not that version. This is the older version, actually. So it's the 350. It's the crafted edition specifically. But this is a really special guitar, and this is the first time I've ever played with a Fesley guitar. I've heard about it a few times, but people are still buying these versions, even though two additional versions came out. And one thing I want to tell you guys before I go over the guitar and do some playtests, obviously, you actually get the deluxe gig bag with the crafted edition, because they had an older gig bag, but the deluxe looks a lot cooler, and I think it's a little more protective as well. So, fun fact, if you do still buy this version, the 350, you'll get the deluxe edition gig bag. So shout out to Fesley for that. I think that's really cool. It's a really nice gig bag too. It's not super, like, you can't like take it, like have it on a plane as a carry-on with the gig bag itself, but it'll protect it in general circumstances. So not bad. Much better than your slip bag, you know. So for this, I'm not lying to you at all. This is pretty crazy, the value you're getting out of this guitar. There's a couple of things that not really qualms, but a couple of things that I recommend for the company. But as far as for all the positives, first of all, the neck. I've been wanting a Charvel type guitar, obviously a budget version of it, and the neck profile is very nice on this. You know, so when you're doing your solo, lead playing, it's like a long D shape. So you can still kind of cuff your thumb around, and have some, feel comfortable playing that way. But then if you just want to do some chord stuff, even if you want to do like the Hendrix style chording, you're going to be able to get a really nice profile and not really hurting your hand. So they knocked it out of the park with this fretboard in general. Outstanding. Tuners, very good. Very good, very smooth. I didn't have to do anything to them or anything. I actually like that they're vintage style. So as far as like the 9mm in here, as far as the radius, if you will, really nice. But yeah, the tuners they're really good. They stay in tune too. One thing I did switch out. They had the old tuning tree on here that kind of like it kind of like just covered it over it. I prefer rolling tuning trees, so I took that off and I put a rolling tuning tree on here. But other than that, I mean the nut, excuse me, is cut really well. It's cut very accurately, very well. The frets weren't bad. They actually were incredibly good. I did take a little sandpaper just to be picky, to edge off a little bit. There wasn't really a whole lot of sprouting. There really wasn't really any sprouting. There was a couple maybe at the 12th fret, but like I said, if I were just to play regular stuff, doing some solo stuff, I wouldn't really feel it. I'm just kind of being picky, just like, well, let me just make sure that there's no sprouting whatsoever. So very, very, very little. But the fret job, done very well. Done very well. Pickups, surprisingly, sound actually very good. They had to have a darker tone quality, and the nice thing too, usually I don't like single coil pickups. I just prefer not hearing the 60 cycle hum, but this actually doesn't hum that much. Comparative to other 60 cycle hum single coil pickups. They actually are relatively quiet. Obviously if you have a distortion pedal and overdrive pedal, it's going to be noisy. That's just anything, right? For the most part. But these are actually really quiet. So for the SSH, usually I like to put a humbucker here. I think I might keep the single coil. I actually like the tone of it very well, and it's not that loud once again. Fesley branding on the pickups. So whatever Fesley's got going on with the pickups, they're doing a good job. Matte finish, really like burn-in matte finish. Reminds me of the Ibanez, the Prestige series. The bridge is fine. I don't really use a trem. You do get a trem with it, but it's gonna ruin the tuning, And I prefer that for like a Floyd Rose. Those are really designed for doing a lot of that, in my opinion. So I don't use the trim. So if you want to have better tuning stability, don't use the trim. You could block it if you wanted, but I don't think it's necessary, in my opinion. The knobs are nice, tight, responsive. The switch is nice too. The nice thing about the switch is that it's actually a really well built switch. One, it feels good, and then two, if you wanted to switch out the pickups or anything, you could do that with ease. A lot of the really cheap switches, it's kind of like a circuit board that the wiring is at. Really easy to ruin that circuit board if you're not good at soldering, and you could ruin the switch and you'd have to buy a new switch in order to rewire everything. But this switch is actually really good. Going from the humbucker all the way here, it's very smooth. Okay. The only issue that I have with the guitar really is just the profile here. It has the traditional Strat style thing going on, but for me, I'm like, man, if you're gonna give me the great Charvel type neck profile, give me the ability to have my hand comfortably all the way here to play, to play the B minor here, to play the B minor, B minor pentatonic stuff here as well. So there's no cutoff or, it's just the regular, the back plate really nice, but there's no curvature or anything. So that would be my only complaint, is to have that curvature there, just so it's comfortable playing throughout the entire fretboard. But other than that, this is a steal, man. This is like $149. I think it was $20 off as well. You don't find guitars like this good at this particular price usually. You usually do not. So, and the funny thing about this, again, before I start playing, again, there's two other models. There's the Quilt Maple model, which is, I'm not sure what specific numbering model that is, but it's the Quilt Maple version, of this, and it looks really nice. I hear mixed reviews on quality. When it comes to the one slightly above this, supposedly above this, the 400 series, the neck is not the same. I've heard people that say that there's like high frets, they've had to return it, really, really sharp. Obviously, you can fix that. But when it comes to these, the 350, series, really good. So reason for that, I'm thinking about getting a blue version of this, or the coffee, the Morandi. So let's do some tones here. So this is going to be my clean neck pickup. So I got it turned up pretty loud, so you're gonna hear the 60 cycle a little bit because the amps are up a little loud. But let's do the let's go to the the fourth position. So it's these two, and then it is noise canceling for the two in the four position. Probably slightly out of tune. Middle position. I take that back. The two position is not noise canceling. The four is, and this one is, because this is the humbucker. So you're gonna get 5 and 2, or 5 and 4 for noise canceling, obviously. All right. So really nice. Let me do a little bit of distortion here. I'm just gonna do the lead pickup and the humbucker. So for this, distortion is on. Neck pickup. Lead pickup. So yeah, Fesley, the 350 model, I believe. Get it. It's worth your money. So again, J-Pop Music. I'll catch you guys next video. Thanks.